What is going on, guys? We are back for another DSP video, and my god, this year has been non-stop action. We've had the whole thing with Mike Klum, Fat Cat back on stream, we've had Argentina making an appearance, and now we have a 2024 version of a Scorn Meltdown. But before we get to that, to set it up, we have this from Evil AJ. Ah yes, don't mind me, I'm just going through old pics. It shows a screenshot from 2013 of Phil on Twitter. So someone mentions streamers who beg for money. Phil says in response to this, "No, but I'm not at all surprised. There have been swindlers since the beginning of time. I hate streamers who beg for money." Then someone replies to him in 2013, remember, "Don't worry, you'll get there." And Phil's response to that, fuck you. No, I will never beg for money. Just like how I will never beg for subs or likes / favorites. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Take the bubbles, shove them right up your ass. You win shithead of the day. Then it all took place in Hades 2, the early access game, and tips were low. And for years, he was saying how his audience hates indie games. He keeps trying to do indie games, but his audience keeps refusing them, doesn't support them, and he keeps doing it over and over and over. So his big idea, have an indie marathon, and he thought it went really well, especially Hades 2. So he decided to do a full playthrough of it. However, he only got supported by basically one person during the marathon, and nobody cares about indie games on his channel. So guess what? Low support, guys. DSP now complaining he only got $3 in super chats tonight and 1 new membership. Then we have a quote from Darkside Phil during this playthrough. As you can see, guys, we got no tips today, and that sucks. Let's try and hit the tier 1 goal. We have Gout. Now he's blaming the games for people not showing up. Phil, I watched your parts of Hades 2. You make it boring. We got Poems. DSP is painting this narrative that Hades 2 is failing because people ask for it, but are not showing up to support it. Unlike Hades. I want to remind people Hades, the original, was 2 people carrying the entire playthrough. Game Trekker and Oro the Turtle. Then at the end of the night, support was really low still, and he went off. And he said he's rage quitting indie games. People are lying to me. They don't know what they're talking about. No one's supporting this. I can't keep doing this. And he only wants to play mainstream games now. You know, AAA, AA, whatever. And that he misses people playing chill games. Remember when DSP used to say, I have an audience. I can play anything and they'll support me no matter what. What a crazy ride 2024 is. And then he went on to say, people attending the streams is not enough. He needs people to start supporting more. Now keep this in mind for when we get into the next day during the pre-stream. And then DSP started laying down the law to everyone except GameCucker, who gave him $30 about indie games and support. You wanted this, you asked for this, give me money. Then we get to the daily wrap. This man is having a meltdown because of views and support today. Now he's holding Multiverse, Hades 2, and all indie games hostage unless he gets support. Remember, he also did this for, what was it, Wolong? The Game Pass game? And then Ozzy's Game Room adds on to that. I'm always very grateful to anyone that stops by my streams. I don't care if it's 10 viewers or in some cases 0 viewers. I enjoy streaming. I'm always learning how I can make my streams more entertaining. The important thing is just to keep on interacting no matter what. And Ozzy has the right idea. That's how streamers should be doing things.
Others are just not liking this game. Just like when I played Multiverses years ago. You know, first I think there was interest if it was any good, but then after like a few weeks to a month, people got burned out on it and didn't like it as much, calling it a Smash Brothers ripoff. Already, we're 2 days in and people are saying this game sucks, it's a Smash Brothers ripoff. Like, yeah, well, did you fucking pay attention 2 years ago when I played it? Or were your eyes closed? It's the same game, just a little different. They tweaked it, but it's the same. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, they're saying something revolutionary. It's a Smash Brothers ripoff. Well, it's different from Smash. It actually plays more like older Smash, right? It has some different things about it. It definitely has different appeal because of the cast of characters, right? So, if every single platform fighter is a Smash Brothers ripoff, and you don't want to ever watch or play, I guess you're going to ignore an entire genre of games then, right? Because there's not just, there's many of these at this point. But anyway, basically, I want to do another stream of it and see how it goes, but I am feeling like the appeal of it already is dying amongst the viewer base, okay? Like, by the way, we didn't even retain 400 viewers today. We were down by around 300 by the end of the stream. People complaining that, oh, it sucks, it's Smash Brothers ripoff. And it's like, well, I tried. You know, we played this 2 years ago. I enjoyed it. I stopped playing it because people complained. So now it's 2 years later and people are complaining again. But like, nothing changes, right? I don't know. This is the kind of thing that makes me not want to play certain genres of games. For example, I always stay away from Metroidvanias. Why? Because when we tried Metroidvanias in the past, people complained. I always try to stay away from Monster Hunter. Why? Because when I tried Monster Hunter in the past, people complained. And then people are like, oh no, times change. Things over time evolve. You should try it again. So here we are 2 years later. I'm playing Multiverses. Oh, it's a Smash Brothers ripoff. This sucks. Boring. So we're going to try it again on Tuesday. And for the few people that are showing up, they seem to be enjoying themselves. There's a regular group of regulars who are here. In fact, we got someone who came back who hasn't been around for a while, came back and actually started watching, contributing to these Hades streams. I'm like, this is neat. The problem is, I can't even hold 200 viewers for this game. All right. And if it wasn't for one person showing up and doing a big tip, literally I would have made less than $10 tonight on the entire stream. So I'm just going to say this, all right? With Multiverses, that's me saying, let's give this game another shot 2 years later. With Hades 2, this is a case that people over the years have always given me crap and said, Phil, you always stay away from the PC-centric community and crowd. You miss out on so many great games every year. You really do. And it's sad because you're missing out on so many good games you could be playing. You should get a PC. Every year, I'm like, well, maybe someday, maybe someday. When I got this mini PC last year, everyone said this is a godsend because now you're going to be able to play so many cool indie games. You're going to experience all this stuff. I just did an Indies marathon, right? And I said, as a result of that marathon last week, that I might take some of those games and turn them into playthroughs. The first one that makes sense is Hades 2. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to play it, to the end. I can't. It's early access. My plan was to get through whatever's finished and then put it on hold and then continue it later when they finish the game. I was told the game has something like 15 to 20 hours of content before you hit that wall. So why not play it for the next few weeks? Have it be a variety stream with everything else. Right? Makes sense. But I'm playing it and I'm like, no one's showing up. The chat is dead. One person basically contributed. What is going on here? Right? It's not just, oh, the contributions are low. That's no big deal. It's that people aren't even here for it. They're just like ignoring it. You asked me for these style of games for years and years and years. Now I have the means, the hardware, the setup that I just upgraded. I have the means to play this at a high level and enjoy it. And now no one shows up. Oh. Well, what did you ask for it for? No, I want a genuine answer to this question from people. Like maybe I misunderstood or something. So many years people gave me crap because I stayed away from the PC-centric indie games and I missed so many every year. Man, Phil, every other streamer plays them. Every other YouTuber plays them. You're the only one who ignores them. So now I play them. Oh, no one shows up. And I love it too. This is a sad fact. I love Hades 2. I really like this game. At the end of tonight's stream, I unlocked a brand new weapon, these dual torches throwing magic. And I should have ended the stream, but I went late because I wanted to do a run with it, right? And I'm like, wow, these are kind of neat. I actually want to learn this build. And then I reminded myself, yeah, we had like 180 viewers, 70 viewers. And no one was really talking. I'm just like, I don't get it, And here's the thing. So many years again, everyone's complained and said, Phil, why is it that you only play these big AAA mainstream games? Why do you only play games on console? I'm literally doing the opposite now. I have branched out. I've started playing games that are different from my comfort zone. I have a setup that can do all high-end stuff. I'm playing fighting games with no lag. I'm playing all these games at high resolution, high frame rate, best quality. Now I upgrade my audio. I'm doing all the things people always told me I was bad at. So where is everyone? Exactly. Right? What are you doing? What was everyone doing tonight? What was wrong with Hades 2 that people didn't want to come by the stream? And I'm not angry. I want answers. Because I want to play games people want. Right? Right now, there's so many games out that I could be playing. I could be playing the System Shock remake. I could be playing Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door remake. I could be playing RPGs that I put on hold, like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that's been on hold for months and months. I could return back to Sea of Stars and bring that back into the rotation, okay? I could do other things as well. There's so many other things I could be doing right now, right? Why am I doing things that people ask for? It's just not catching on. I'm at a loss, right? Multiverses I threw in there, people wanted me to play Multiverses when it came back. See how it is. I played 2 streams, and it's starting to die, and people are complaining. Hades 2, people seem to love. No one shows up for the stream. So what do you want me to do, right? Do I just do a late night chill stream where we talk? Is that what it is? It's June 1st. It's a new month. Should I do one? Should we just do a hangout session? Because again, I like the hangout sessions, but I don't want to do them all the time because they don't feel special, right? So I need answers. What's going wrong here that people are not showing up for this stuff? Is there different games on PC I should be playing instead of Hades 2 that I'm missing out on? Because I played the games that people nominated and voted on during the marathon in the hopes of finding games that would catch on as streams. So what's happened? I want feedback. Please leave comments on the video, or let's talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to bring this up on the podcast too. I really legitimately am stumped because I thought I was doing what people wanted. And then when people don't show up, it actually upsets me. You know, I'm streaming for a reason, to have an audience, to entertain an audience. And if the audience isn't there, why am I doing it? I could just play the game by myself offline, right? So let's figure this out together. Let's start this discussion. I want this to be an open discussion. All feedback is appreciated. And something as simple as, oh, well, because of this, because of that, and it's legit. Not, oh, well, you ignored it for so long, no one cares anymore. Well, then you should have shut your mouth and never asked for it. Because that's the thing. People scream for it. You don't do it. You're missing out. You don't do it. So then I do it. Oh, it's too late. Well, then never, don't ask for it. If my audience is just AAA gamers at this point and all they want is big releases, fine, we know that. Then let's do other filler projects in between, but let's not go out of our way to have me get a mini PC that now I guess I'm not going to be using for anything because no one was going to show up to watch the stuff. That's ridiculous, right? So let's see. All right, anyway, done venting about today. We are going to try these games again on Tuesday. I'm going to play both Multiverse.
It's amazing how after 16 years, he doesn't realize it's him, not the games. It's him. His income goes down, his views go down, his subs go down. You would think at one point he would realize it's him, not the games. I love how he in fact says, "Where was everyone? What's going on? I demand answers." You're a streamer. You're supposed to entertain them, Phil. And people have lives. And I love how up his own ass his head is that he thinks everyone's world revolves around his content. And everyone should be watching it 24/7. Then we have poems. Massive guilt trip and viewer blame it tonight after stream, followed by another manic panic in the daily wrap. The TLDR, if you're not going to support, stop suggesting games. He has no idea why Game Checker had to bail him out tonight, but he knows it's his viewers' problem. And this is what he titled the daily wrap: Honest feedback needed on Multiverses and Hades. Misery Merchant adds on to that. This daily wrap is unhinged tantrum, 6 out of 6 Hogans. Then we get to the pre-stream following that, and Hate Army puts up screenshots, and this is from the pre-stream. DSP. Well, here's what it boils down to. I have half the people tell me just play what I want. But when I do, far fewer people show up and I get complaints. But then when I ask what to play, I get a million different answers, a ton of insults because apparently it's wrong to be honest with an audience about trying to give them what they want. Case in point, last night, Ask the King, which he meant to say daily rap, where I literally say, this isn't about money. Yeah. Remember that whole thing where we kept saying people are not supporting, people are not showing up and supporting, where's the support, why are you guys not supporting, only one person supported. But it's not about money, dudes. Everything is fine, but I want to play stuff you want. And then I get comments saying it was insulting, lol. Oops, I mean daily rap, not Ask the King. And this only happens when there are no big mainstream games out. Every time. Didn't used to be an issue, but this year has been such a huge dud for gaming that is happening over and over. Then Phil went on to say, people are entitled, they are spoiled brats because they want instant gratification. And we see a screenshot, a $2 super chat from Leon Jangles. Isn't getting tips instant gratification? Chill. And then we have Lendy Derange who adds on to that, who quotes DSP. Tips help more than anything because I get the money right away. DSP, the personification of instant gratification. Then we get the screenshot from Phil's chat, courtesy of JG Win, from Smiley. Most people ask questions here and they get blatantly ignored. You only get an answer if it's through super chat, tip, etc. Or if your favorites like Jade. If not, it's if you got a big boy crown. Joke. And while this is going on, Mr. Ludacris points this out. Also, DSP going completely fucking mental over people not supporting him and raging over people not watching him, only to follow up by saying, I've changed for the better. I'm more laid back now. It's so fucking on brand for him. Then Phil went on to say, supporting big streamers and not people like Phil is bad and wrong. You shouldn't be giving people who already make money more money. That's right, he hates competition, he hates people doing better than him, more quality than him. Just give him money and shut the fuck up is what his philosophy is. His philosophy. And also keep in mind, he makes over $100,000 a year. And then Phil went on to say, if you suggest a game for him to play, and he plays it eventually, you are now obligated to show up and support it. If you don't want to do that, shut up, stay silent, and don't suggest things. And then immediately followed by making this into an insane rant about needed mind powers to know what people want and how it's not reality. And then someone tells him, you have to make your viewers want to show up. And DSP responds with, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Then we have this from Poem Josh. This is why you don't have an audience, Phil. Playing stupid word games to try and constantly avoid accountability is who you become.
I got a dollar tip of someone who literally didn't listen to a word I said. He says, complaining to your audience about money 6 days a week is a bad look and it's going to turn off your audience. Who complained about money on this podcast? You didn't listen to a fucking word I said. You believe what you want because you're a toxic jerk. This is not about money. It's about putting out streams people want to attend and engage. To do content people want. I'm not streaming for myself. I'm streaming for an audience. I need to be doing streams that people want to attend. When I'm playing Hades and there's less than 200 people and people aren't talking for 5 minutes in the chat, that's not a stream people want to attend. You're an asshole because you have to try to say something that's completely false. Literally, I'm not in dire straits financially. No one ever said that. Don't put words into my mouth, you fucking disingenuous jackass. Thanks for the dollar tip.
So remember that next time, guys. He's not in dire straits. So when he begs for money and he needs money and he has to pay 2 bills, remember, he's not in dire straits. Then he went on to say, I want more people to show up and just hang out and chat. You spent your entire week this week yelling at people for talking amongst themselves, Phil. You told them to leave and go to another streamer chat for that. Then we have 2 contradictions for DSP. DSP 1. We don't have a transactional relationship. You can't give me money, then ask me to do anything. DSP 2. Our relationship is entirely transactional. I'm playing the game you asked for, so where's the money? And then people kept pressing him about him talking about money and begging for money and just absolutely being disgusting. And went on to say, people are being disingenuous, saying he talks too much about support. It's not honest feedback. Then he went on to talk about how his makeup of his fans are for games, fighting game, racing games, shooting games, blah blah blah. And he said, my audience isn't a fighting game centric audience, despite having Friday night fights every Friday. Makes 50% of his content output Street Fighter 6. Support struggles. You guys told me you wanted this. Then goes on to say, my audience doesn't like RPGs. Plays 3 RPGs at once. Support struggles. You guys told me you wanted this. My audience doesn't care about indies. Gets mini PC and starts playing indies. Support struggles. You guys told me you wanted this. Starting to see a pattern yet? Then remember all that talk about support? Remember that line I told you to remember from earlier? He went on to say, I've not had a single complaint about support. That's not what this is about. He's thrown every mention of support over the last few days out to try and LARP. This all as him just wanting an audience. Then Poems Josh goes on to say, if the streams are not about money, and the philosophy is that if you're having fun, people will support you, then get rid of the leaderboard, support goals, and support rewards, Phil. Go on. I'll be waiting for you to prove me wrong. This is all about your audience having a good time. Then Poems also says this, I want you to go watch the unrecorded segment after a stream rant and the daily wrap from last night. Come back to this from this morning. It's impossible to fully articulate how fake he's being here without the full context of what he's trying to spin here.
You're a fucking asshole. But again, last night on the daily wrap, massive thumbs down and comments. How dare you speak to your audience like this? Speak to your audience like what? Say, I want to know what you want because I want to be entertaining to the audience and I need positive, interesting, legit feedback. That's wow. If you think that that's bad talking to the audience, you are a coddled little brat. You think that everything should be about instant gratification and everyone should just kiss your butt and hold your hand and tie your shoes for you, put on a nice little ribbon on your neck and spruce you up, comb your hair for you, Sonny, because you can't do it yourself, right? That's who you are. What the fuck are you talking about? Did I speak to you like an adult, like a human? And honest? Hey, I want honest feedback. Let's make streams you guys want. Oh, how dare you speak to me like that?
Then DSP went on to say, I haven't made anything about money. You told these people to take a look at the tips while threatening to end Multiverse this week, Phil. A game you played 2 times so far. Then DSP went on to say, you're not allowed to make comments about a game being bad in chat if Phil likes it. It ruins the mood. Then we found out Phil is one of those people who thinks being honest makes being an asshole to people okay. This isn't even me speculating, he said as much today. And then he was so close to realizing the truth. But then again, Phil messes up right at the end. And DSP is now blaming this generation on why he's struggling to maintain an audience and constant level of support. And says they didn't grow up being thankful enough and only wanted instant gratification. Yes, this is how far he's willing to go to avoid understanding why he is failing. Today I learned an entire generation of human beings is responsible for Darkside Phil not being rich and successful in life. They only grew up Roman Catholic, dude. Then DSP went on to say, you're now spoiled. If you like a game but don't support Phil's stream of it, you don't have your priorities in life straight and your parents have failed you as well as society. Then someone said, the reason it didn't do well is because it was on Saturday night and people have lives. I know you don't have friends, but people go out and do stuff. And DSP took that to heart and said, yeah, because no one's getting views on Saturday. That's why no one's supported. That's why no one's showing up. But it's true, Phil. People have lives. The content doesn't revolve around you. Then we have DSP Eats It. Wow, that was a top tier DSP rant we got over the weekend. Only thing missing was the spoon. So if you guys like that, click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe my other channels on the details of the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.